Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and welcome back to week 5 of the WBE. Of course, I'm the coach of the Melbourne Rotoms, and this week we're up against FeintAttacks, who is the coach of the, what team is it? The Atlanta Umbreons. So this should definitely be a fun one. Let's see, I think he ended up bringing everything I expected, except for Tornadus. Yeah, I was definitely expecting Tornadus, but I'm happy to not see that. Yeah, the team this week is relatively standard, but the main goals are to really eliminate, like, Como, Gardevoir, and Entei are really going to be the main threats. Now, the thing is that Mamoswine deals with this team so well, so I have to basically just play smart around that. If I can do a good job with Mamoswine, then that should be obviously good for us. I'm running kind of a interesting Aselgor set, and I actually didn't really figure out what I want to lead with. I don't have, like, one that I was 100% sold on. I might actually lead a Aselgor, especially because he didn't bring Tornadus. It's going to be tougher for him to go for Defog. He probably has Defog on Flygon and Rapid Spin on the Fortress, though. But let's see. Yeah, I don't mind leading a Aselgor. The other option was Slowbro, but yeah, Slowbro is a very important defensive pivot in this game. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's been a shaky season for the WBE. Had a really good win last week. Obviously a really tough loss against Luke the week before. But it's a learning process, and overall I've been having a lot of fun. I think I'm actually going to, like, if you're interested in joining, like, a front office to help team build for me, I'm definitely open to that. So send me a DM on Twitter. It's linked in the description below. He actually leads Fortress, which I'm happy to see because I'm actually running HP Fire on this Aselgor. Let me see how much Gyro Ball does. This Aselgor is also, like, so bulky. So yeah, I mean, he could Gyro Ball. I'm also running Citrus Berry, so I could go for 2 HP Fires. I'm running. He did run Custap a while back, I know. Aselgor and Fortress. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting damage off against Fortress because it's actually really important. If I can knock out Fortress, that's like one of the best checks against Mamoswine out of the way. And then I hit everything for just so much super effective damage. So I'm just gonna HP Fire turn 1. Ideally, he likes spikes, but I'm sure he's going to Gyro Ball here. I could have switched out into Rotom as well. If I had U-turn here, one play I could have gone for was U-turn out into Rotom, but I don't mind free damage here. He might switch out, but we'll see. Yeah, he actually does switch out. Okay. Into Fizz, which is Flygon. That's lefties. Okay. Flygon, leftovers. I'm sure he's Defog. I could just Final Gambit him, and that'll guarantee get the knockout, because I'm max HP. But is that really a trade that's worth it for me? I feel like the answer to that is no. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's out here trying to defog, basically. Maybe Dragon Dance, but because he's lefties, obviously an Ice Shard from Mamoswine would just nuke it. The main thing is I just want to conserve Gambit because it's a way to one-shot all the big threats. I could switch out into... The easiest switch out would really be to go out into Slowbro, I think. I could also just go for a layer of spikes, but I'm sure he's gonna be like, he brought this out to defog, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm going to Slowbro. Nice switch out by him turn 1. I went for a pretty obvious play. Oh, he's gonna U-turn. Okay. That's a really good play on his end. Yeah, I could have stayed in and actually gone for like a spikes or a T-spikes. Expect the Lantern? Yeah. So switching out into Mamo here is obviously super obvious, but I actually brought Conkeldurr to deal with this Lantern, so yeah, I'm just going to switch out into Conkeldurr. It's Assault Vest, it has almost max HP special defense investment. It can take, like, Slowbro's max HP special defense, but one of the, I think, problems I've had with this season is not playing well enough with Slowbro and letting it take way too much damage unnecessarily. I've seen people comment that I like Mega it too early, and you do need a Mega Slowbro immediately, but one thing that I haven't been doing is using it as like a defensive pivot and then switching out immediately on the first turn. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think my recording's a little bit laggy too, so I apologize for that. Let's see. Okay, he's just gonna Scald, yep. Hopefully we get a burn here. Oh, that's nice. That actually activates our guts. Perfect. Okay, sweet. So Fortress, Flygon Lantern, Gardevoir, Entei, and Como. Gardevoir's the likely switch in here, right? So I could just go for a Poison Jab. That's actually quite tempting. The burn here actually makes it so that his Conkeldurr is doing so much damage to everything now. A Jab will actually just knock out Gardevoir. Could also Ice Punch, predicting Como. Or you could bring an Entei as well. There are obviously options. Like, Drain Punch is still the safer play, which covers everything but the Gardevoir switch in. With Assault Vest, I can actually take an attack from Gardevoir pretty easily. But if I could nuke the Gardevoir with the Poison Jab, that would be so good. So, let's see. Yeah, it's basically who do I think is coming in here? He's got to be worried about Earthquake, so I don't think it's Entei. Maybe he just sacks the Lantern. I'm gonna go for a Poison Jab here. It is neutral against everything. Yeah, he's gonna Volt Switch, sure. Gardevoir coming in here would be so good. Because we would just get the knockout. He doesn't really have a safe switch in. Like, everything's threatened, so it's basically, what does he predict me to be going for? Does he expect a jab? I really did want to Drain Punch there because I'm guaranteed some recovery, but the opportunity to potentially one-shot Gardevoir is quite nice. We also know Lantern isn't Scarfed, which is actually a big deal because that means it's not outspeeding Mamoswine. So it's been a kind of a slow start to the game so far, but that's fine. I'm actually running Thunder Wave, bulky, very, like, max HP, max special defense Rotom to deal with Gardevoir. What is that? Oh, yes! Oh, that feels so good. It should knock out if it's not bulky. Feels good, man. Feels good. Woof! Let's go. Finally, Conkeldurr putting in some work, guys. That's such a big knockout. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. I figured Gardevoir was the most likely switch in. I mean, because obviously it matches up well against Conkeldurr. You don't want to switch in Entei because it's going to take a potential Earthquake. Like, Flygon and Fortress aren't doing much, so we nailed the prediction there, which feels good. So, that's great. I mean, Gardevoir is so annoying to deal with, right? It's fast. It hits everything for good damage. I did have a lot of answers against it, but still, to get rid of a Mega as strong as Gardevoir this early on is very, very nice. So I'm certainly happy about that. So Lantern actually comes back out. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Electrium Z. So let's see if that knocks me out. I actually don't even think it knocks me out. And if it doesn't, then I could just Drain Punch, right? Like, Lantern, Conkeldurr, Thunderbolt, Z. And how much investment do I have? Let's see. 180. Gigavolt Havoc does 85 to 102. Yeah, that won't knock me out. Scald this less. So I'm just gonna Drain Punch here, yeah. Z? He's just Volt Switching again. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm fine with that because now I've gotten rid of Gardevoir. Everything takes good damage from Drain Punch. Yeah. It's funny because I ran all this like special defense bulk specifically so I could guarantee take a Hyper Voice from Modest Max Gardevoir. Ends up not even really mattering, but this is going to be a really big Drain Punch. I mean, Guts boosted Drain Punch is huge. Yeah, I figured he might wanted to have predicted the... as Como comes in. Oh, that's also just such good damage here. I mean, that puts it in Ice Shark KO range for sure. It's actually pretty bulky. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, either way though, yeah, this Conk has been putting in the work. So that was Guts boosted. I want to do how much the damage cut there. Guts boosted Drain Punch. I forgot. Yeah, I don't have that much attack investment, which is why I did last there, but that looks like a rather bulky combo. Actually, I mean, yeah, it's definitely got a fair amount of bulk, because with my attack investment against no investment combo, it'd be doing 54 to 64. So, I mean, can this combo knock me out? If it's Dragon Z, yeah, probably, right? I think it might actually be worth conserving Conkeldurr. Especially because it matches up so well against Lantern, I can get free Drain Punches off if Lantern comes out against it. I think it might be better to switch out here. The question is into who. Let's see how much max close combat does. It probably knocks me out, but I want to check. It's actually close. 105 to 124. No, that actually doesn't. I could just switch out into Slowbro though. I feel like Slowbro is the best answer here, definitely. V Dragon Dance is fine. Like, I want to just figure out what set this is. If I can burn a Z move here, that's obviously great as well. Yep, there's a Z. Good. Okay, so we get that out the way. That's a really big deal. We'll see whether, I mean, I'll see whether it's physical or special. But to get a Z move out in this game is a big deal. Yeah, like, Slowbro's gonna take a ton of damage, but that's fine. All things considered. Especially because I can switch out for regenerated still. I'd rather conserve the Conkeldurr. Okay, that did 202 to 73. Let's see. I mean, I could honestly just switch out. Could even go into something like a Selgor, but I don't think that's worth it. I've already knocked out, like, I assessed 3 main threats in this game, and that's Komol, Gardevoir, and Entei, and I should conserve the Selgor Final Gambit for Entei, I think. I just want to see whether that was a physical or special based Z move. If it was Z Outrage against this Slowbro, and use max attack 53 to 63. Or 59 to 70. 102 to 142, that did what? 129. Yeah, that seems about right. I'm not sure he can knock me out, to be honest. I think I'm gonna Mega and slack off. And he switches out. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yep. And that also means Lantern doesn't have a Z move, which is also a big deal. So yeah, obviously I could have made a switch there, but that's fine. I'll take this turn for sure. I think he probably Volt Switches this next turn, but to get a slack off there is huge. Okay, nice. To be honest, I think I could go into a Selgor now. I could go back into Conk, but the thing is, Conk would be switching into something like a Volt Switch. Could go into Mamoswine as well, but he was fishing for Scald earlier, and I don't think it's worth letting Mamoswine get burned because it's so important against what he has in the back. So this is still a tricky decision. Let's see how much a Thunderbolt does to me. I probably shouldn't be taking a Thunderbolt here. I definitely think he's Volt Switching here, though. That's the thing. If Thunderbolt does around 50%, I might just heal up here, because he doesn't really have a great switch into Slowbro, to be honest. Thunderbolt does 50 to 59. So it might actually be worth slack-offing here. Because I think he Volt Switches here most of the time to be safe. Or even Scald, potentially. The other option is to switch. I just don't really want to switch out into anything. Because everything's so good. I don't want to risk getting Scald burned either. Yeah, I'm going to slack off this turn. Yeah, he's going to Scald. Okay. Fishing for the switch. Okay. Yeah, and if I was Calm Mind here, honestly, that might have just ended the game. But obviously, that's not the case. How much is Psychic doing? Oh, it's really not much. Could be Assault Vest as well. Yeah, I mean, I want to go into a Selgor because it's actually, like, very bulky, but I don't think that's worth it because Flygon can come in and just defog everything away. And I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, nothing else on my team likes to take a Scald. I feel like here he should probably go for an Electric type of cat, maybe a Volt Switch. Mamoswine can take a Scald, right? It's just, I feel like it's so important here to not let it take any damage. The question is, does he Volt Switch here or does he Thunderbolt? Like, I want to go into Conkeldurr. I am far ahead, so it's like, even if I had some bad RNG and I called this turn incorrectly, it'd be not the end of the world. It's just that this Conkeldurr is quite bulky and it can get really good Drain Punches off. And like Flygon and the Fortress shouldn't be able to do too much against it. I feel like he Volt Switches here, though. I don't think he Scalds again. I really want to go out into Mamoswine, but I just don't think it's worth getting burned, because Ice Shard will knock out 2 of his things already. Yeah, it's really not worth getting burned. Alright, let's go into Conkeldurr. I think he Volt Switches and he probably pivots out back into Como, but that's fine. Scald would be amazing to see here. Oh, that's also great. Oh, awesome. Okay. This has honestly been going really well, I feel like. Because now I just get another free Drain Punch. He has nothing to do to stop that. Yeah, that's super free. The getting burned early on was obviously quite nice too, but that's exactly why I ran AV Guts Conkeldurr, specifically to deal with Lantern. Because I figured it's going to be fishing for status conditions. It's going to be clicking Scald a lot of the time. So, to be honest, I think this game has pretty much gone as well as it could be, other than the first turn. You can see, though, why knocking out Gardevoir was so good, though, because now it means I just get free Drain Punches off consistently. I also have Sacred Sword on Cortana. Oh, no, I don't have Sacred Sword on this Cortana. What am I saying? But that, I'm not going to be using Sacred Sword most of the time with that anyway. Okay, so we're in a good spot. Definitely in a good spot. I wonder what item this guy has. I really thought he might run Electrium Z Lantern. He's not AV. Oh, my DS is dying. I really should plug that in. Let's see. Okay, yep, Volt Switch. These Drain Punches are just free, man. Yeah, this Conkeldurr was designed to beat Lantern and Gardevoir, and it has done its job perfectly. It feels good. Yeah, like, Conkeldurr was pretty much the last tier 1 pick that was available, and because I was last in the draft, so I didn't really get any choice in picking it. And it's obviously, I don't think it's that great of a Pokemon because it is so slow. And even with the Assault Vest, like, you're still taking damage pretty consistently, but this game right now, it's like in like the ideal position. That also means Lantern isn't AV. Is this Entei coming up? Yeah, this is great, right? Because the main threats I thought were Entei, Como, and Gardevoir. And now, like, yeah, both of these guys have taken like 50% of damage or so. And it's a bulky version as well. Okay. I don't think a Sacred Fire knocks me out. Entei, so I kind of just want to Drain Punch again. Let's see. Sacred Fire does 82 to 97. Yeah, that doesn't knock me out. Could be Admin. Let's see how much I'm supposed to be doing with Drain Punch. Yeah, this is definitely a beefy Entei. If he's like no investment, it does 59 to 70. So he's obviously got some investment, especially with the lefties as well. I just want to check its moveset. Yeah, I don't think he can really do much against me. There's no Z move threat, so he can't even go for something like Z extra sensory. I mean, honestly, just contend Drain Punching here, because I don't think he can knock me out. Okay, he's just gonna protect, that's fine. I think he ran this set last week. Let's see. I actually wanna, because I was looking at what, just going over the sets that he ran. That does mean Sacred Fire might knock me out now if he's max attack. Actually, no, it does 82 to 97 if he's Jolly. If he's Admin, it does... 91 to 108. He would need a high roll. I'm still gonna Drain Punch here, I think. Yeah, okay, he's running the same set, it looks like, from the previous week. I mean, I'm fine with this. He's getting whittled away consistently. And I heal from Drain Punch still as well. Let's see. I just want to double check the set like he ran that week. Okay. I'm at 121. Yeah, he's obviously a very bulky set. We've seen Protect, Substitute. I mean, I'm fine if he just keeps clicking sub and I click Drain Punch, right? Like, I feel like that's fine for me. I'm just considering switching out. It's just I think he keeps clicking sub, and I don't want him to just get a free sub up. Okay, the set he ran last week was Flamethrower, Toxic, Protect sub with lefties. If he's running Flamethrower, I mean, he really can't touch Conkeldurr, so I'm just going to Drain Punch again. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to Protect sub, but like I said, that's fine, I think. I don't really mind that. I wonder if he's the same. I'm going to check the spread he was running last week. He is stalling out my Drain Punch PP. I actually should think about that. I think he subs again here. I mean, he definitely subs, obviously. Yeah, I actually wasn't taking pressure into account, which is actually kind of a problem. I mean, surely he subs, so I'm just gonna jab. Oh, he didn't sub this turn? What? He is that Flamethrower set, though. Man. Oh, that's good damage, though. That's frustrating. I could have Drain Punched there. I'm not in Flamethrower KO range, though. He's gonna Protect, I'm sure, for the burn. He might... I don't think he can sub right now. I think he has to Protect, so I'm actually going to use this opportunity to pivot out into Rotom. It's so annoying. A Drain Punch there would have almost knocked it out. It would be in Mach Punch KO range, and I would have healed back up. I just thought you have to sub in that position. So that's kind of my bad. Yep. And now he definitely goes out into... Lantern. Like, I'm confident on that. So I'm gonna pivot out again, calling the Lantern switch, and go into my Mamoswine. And he's faster with Entei, which is good to confirm. Yeah, nice. Good, good. Yeah, so I'm assuming this is sub-Protect, Flamethrower, Toxic Entei. Alright, so now obviously I can just click EQ. This might actually be a decent time to get up rocks. I could also just EQ. I mean, let's say I EQ here. He could switch into Flagon, but I can just Ice Shard the Flagon. I think it's better to actually play it safe here because I don't want to get burned right now. It's just Rocks is pretty free. He could be Shucka as well. Just if I get burned from a Scald, I just can't see him staying in on a Scald. It's so risky. Like, it's not knocking me out anyway. He's not Z-move. I really do want to set up Rocks here. Especially because, like, Entei is quite low. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. If he stays in, that confirms to me that he's Shucka or Sashed. Like, there's no way you'd stay in on Mamoswine otherwise. Although he could also just sack it. He could stay in to sack the Lantern. So maybe it actually... I think it might have been better to have EQ'd here. I can see him switching out into Fortress. Okay, he does switch out. So I get Rocks up. It's Fizz. Which one is that again? Flygon. Okay. I'll take that. He might defog here, but I can get the knockout onto Flygon. Yeah, especially with no Yache Berry on that. I'm sure he's defogging here. He doesn't have a switch into Ice Skull Crash. It's got to be Fortress. Like, Entei will faint from it. It got to be Fortress or Lantern, and either of those coming in aren't really a problem for me, so I'm just going to go for Crash. He's actually going to U-turn. Okay, so no defog. That's annoying, but okay. Maybe maybe sharding there is better. I'm not sure. So let's see, Entei is at like what, 25%. Rocks is up. Como is at like 50%. We know there's Fortress, Flygon, and Lantern. Okay, so Entei should go down here if I don't miss this crash. So hopefully I don't miss. Okay, good. Nice. So Entei goes down. Two of the major threats out the way. I feel like I put myself in quite a good position, so I'll be sad if I choke this away, so I need to just play smart, and I feel like we should be able to get this. We already got in the Z move out Como. We know Lantern set. We know we'll be faster with... okay, how much does Tech Rage do to Fortress, actually? I do want to check this. It's kind of pitiful. 48 to 56. Yeah, no thanks. It's just better to conserve Mamoswine, like it really is. I'm just gonna go out into Rotom. Actually, a Cellworm might not be bad here. He could Rapid Spin, but then he's in threat of HP Fire. I kind of want to get Toxic Spikes up, because if I can get the Lantern Poison, then it can't just switch in freely. I'll survive a Gyro Ball, eat up Citrus Berry, and he might be inclined to just go for Rapid Spin here. He's actually going to set up his own rocks, that's fine. Yeah, like, he obviously has to switch out from Hidden Power Fire. HP Fire is safer. Just that I actually really could use this opportunity to set up another layer of something. What do I want? Let's see. Fortress revealed. Stealth Rock. Como's at 50%-ish. He's got Lantern and Como. I do want Lantern poisoned because it does give my But the thing is, he could just hard switch out here into Lantern. How much HP does Lantern have? Because I actually could just go for a final Gambit here to get a guaranteed knockout onto something, but I don't want to waste that on... Oh, Lantern's HP is so high, never mind. I don't think he stays in on HP Fire, so I'm going to use this opportunity to get something up. I think Spikes might be better here. Yeah. Yep, he switches out. It looks like it's Lantern. Yeah. Oh, it's actually Flygon. which could be defogging. I don't mind final gambiting here, though, I think. If I knock out Flygon, that's fine. It's a pretty good trade, I think. Because basically I'm paving up the way for Mamoswine to sweep. I don't really need a Selgor to knock out any major threats, because I've already knocked out Entei and Gardevoir. Yeah, I'm actually going to final gambit here. Nice. Beautiful. So this is definitely time for Rotom to come out, I think. I'm also setting myself up for a Kartana sweep. So let's see. Flygon's gone. Maybe T-Spikes would have been better. Instead of Spikes KO'd by Kartana, or sorry, by Selgor. So he's left with Como, Lantern, and Fortress. If I knock out Lantern, then Slowbro itself just wins the game against Como and Fortress. Right now, I've got Layer of Rocks and Spikes up. I think Lantern is probably the switch in. I mean, you could switch in Fortress to maybe go for a Gyro Ball. And the thing is, Fortress, I mean, Mammal actually should win at this point against both Lantern and Como, so I just need to whittle down Fortress to the point where I could Z-move it. So if I'm expecting Fortress to come out, I think Rotom is probably the safe bet here. Now you could bring in Lantern, which obviously could be kind of annoying, so we'll see if he calls that. Yeah, he does bring in Lantern. Okay. Yeah, but he's gonna get punished by hazards a fair amount at this point. Yeah, I've got Citrus on Rotom. I don't mind sacking Conkeldurr here, to be honest. I think it's done its job. It's just my battle differential is quite bad right now, and I should actually be playing with that in mind as well, but winning the battle is still more important, obviously. Yeah, I think this is a good time to sack Conkeldurr. We're still far from... This game is still far from over. Conkeldurr really did its job this game, though, jeez. I might not even feint to that. I will feint after burn, but okay. No worries. It's lefties, Lantern. Okay. Yeah, this is just a free switching now into Mamo. If he brings in Fortress, EQ plus Z should knock it out after Spikes and Stealth Rock. Yeah. U-turn Crow is a little unfortunate, but I don't think it should matter. Yeah, I'm just going to go for EQ here. No Shucka either. He doesn't have a free switch into Earthquake because we knocked out Flygon. That is why I wanted to knock it out too. I really thought hard about running Scarf Mammal this week, but I just felt like yeah, Mamoswine's so good against this team, but he has switch-ins into one of the ice or ground type attacks, and if you lock yourself in with Scarf Mammal against that, then you're forced to switch out, and I just didn't like that. So I actually ran Thunder Wave on Rotom, as it's going to be Como coming in. Okay, so he's sacking Como basically. But that's fine, right? Like, he's not going to be able to win, I don't think, with Fortress and Lantern. And whatever's coming in is now going to be taking more hazards damage as well. Como's out the way. Excellent. As Fortress comes out. I think it's better just to conserve the Mamo, like I was saying. He probably Rapid Spins here, to be honest. Like, the Fortress shouldn't have a means of recovery, so if I just whittle away at it a little bit more, it'll be in Tectonic Rage. If I'm gonna guess, we saw rocks from his set, right? I guess HP Fire, Rapid Spin, and T-Spikes or Spikes. I wish I had Toxic on this Rotom, because then I could just Toxic, but that's fine. I'm just gonna bring out my Rotom here. Like I said, any more damage on that Fortress, and Mamoswine cleans up. So I just want to guarantee it against max Fortress. Let's see, Attack Rage. We'll do 48 to 57. He's definitely more than that right now. Yeah, I think if I had Toxic on the Rotom, this would surely be a wrap. Like, still possible for me to lose, honestly, so we need to play smart. Okay, he's just gyro balling. That's even better than seeing like a rapid spin, because that means now I can overheat him for free. If he brings in Lantern, it has to take the overheat. I mean, surely you switch into Lantern, right? Like, you can't just give up the Fortress. But at this point, it'll come in on another layer of another round of rocks and yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can win this 4-0. I think I can definitely win this 3-0, but I'm trying to see if there's any guaranteed win in which I don't lose a single Pokemon that I have remaining. We did see Jar Ball though, okay. So maybe he doesn't have Rapid Spin, which would make my life a little easier. He might just stay in, honestly. I'm just gonna overheat it. It's just safer, to be honest, I think. It forces a switch out. Like, I could get, obviously, like, predict him. Like, he's almost always gonna switch out into Lantern here, but yeah, he doesn't. Okay, nice. So I was gonna say, like, the overheat there works because if he switches into Lantern, Lantern takes more rocks, it takes more spikes damage. Yeah, more rocks and more spikes, and I get the overheat off. And then what's Lantern gonna do? I can just pivot out into Slowbro. Yeah. Click Scald here, I'm sure. Yeah, can I win this? I think I have to avoid a burn to win this 4-0. We're gonna win 3-0 for sure, because either Kartana or Mamoswine will sweep this. How much do I take from a Scald with... I mean, Kartana's definitely the better switcher, I'm sure. Just want to calc it. Lantern, Kartana... No, it's not a Saltest. I'll see. Scald, even Ice Beam only does 66. Oh wait, why does this Kartana have max HP? It does 82. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch into Cart. If I don't get burned, it's a 4-0. Nice. I honestly think this was one of the games I felt best about. Like, I felt good about every turn, honestly, and I felt like the Poison Jab was obviously great. Yeah, that felt really good. That didn't even do half, jeez. And no burn, nice. Actually, even max attack Scald does 46 to 54. Nice. I was running Scout Cortana this week to deal with Meloetta potentially, but we get the Leaf Blade and we get the win. So feels good. I feel like I'm pretty happy about the last 2 weeks. I felt like in both of those I had a really good early lead. Last week I really feel like it was a game that I could have won like 4-0 or 5-0 instead of 2-0, and I just like threw away Slowbro unnecessarily. But this week I feel like there's not much I honestly would have done differently. Maybe setting out Toxic Spikes a little bit earlier with the Selgor. Although Spikes actually ended up being really helpful because it allowed me to play with residual damage around the Fortress. Yeah, and I wasn't too sure if I wanted to lead a Selgor, but it ended up being perfect because he led Fortress, and that was like exactly what I wanted to see. So honestly, everything worked out this game. Poison Jab being able to... The one play I would change, obviously, is the turn I Poison Jabbed and the Entei stayed in Flamethrower, because a Drain Punch there would have almost knocked it out, but it would have healed back, which is more important. I just wanted to conserve Drain Punch PP, but in that position, at that point, I think it's fine to be Drain Punching, because I'm not going to be using Conkeldurr for much. I just kind of wanted to have it as a... Because I imagined me switching it out and then back in to deal with the Lantern. But yeah, obviously got a little bit lucky with the burn onto my Conkeldurr from the Scald. Because it activated my Guts, and that made the game a lot easier, basically. But I feel like I had a decent matchup here. There were some Pokemon I thought he might bring that I was kind of surprised not to see. I'm actually checking which Pokemon I'm thinking about. I thought Sceptile maybe could have been annoying here, because it puts in work against the Slowbro. I thought Tornadus was definitely going to come out. Yeah, the lack of Tornadus meant that I could freely set up hazards, and that's why also I prioritized going for the Gambit onto Flygon, because once Flygon's down, then you can't defog really nearly as easily. And I'm going to guess the Fortress didn't have Rapid Spin, like Gyro Ball, Rocks, Spikes, T-Spikes, would make sense. But yeah, obviously feels good to nab another win. We're 3-2 now, and the 2 losses, like I feel like the first week I kind of tossed because I literally just thought I had Ice Shard on Mamoswine. That was definitely a winnable game. Plus, I just, wasn't well prepped that week. And then week 3 against Luke, like I got completely blown away. So feels good to get another win on the board. And like I said, my goal for these draft leagues isn't like I'm not coming in to win. Obviously that'd be nice, but I know I'm not better than a lot of the top tier players. So my goal is to really learn and improve. And I feel like this was a pretty solid victory. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Good game to FeintAttacks. Really nice guy. And go check him out. Link in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, peace.